going to deal with the B lymphocyte. B lymphocyte is a type of white blood cell that deals with pathogens by producing antibodies. Pathogens are disease-causing microorganisms such as bacteria, fungi, viruses and protists. They all have antigens on their surface, which are proteins or molecules that can trigger an immune response. Bacteria themselves can also make us feel sick by producing toxins. Toxins also have to be dealt by the immune system. Now the B lymphocyte is able to deal with both of these because on their surface they have these proteins which are called antibodies. And when you have an infection, one of the types of lymphocytes that you already have in your body, there may be millions of different types, will recognise these antigens. Shape is all important. The shape of the antigen has to fit with the shape of the antibody. Now when lymphocytes are found that fit the antigens, the antibodies fit the antigens, they're stimulated to divide very fast and produce antibodies at a rate of about 2,000 per second. The antibodies will then circulate in the blood system, and if they come across a toxin that they recognise, they will stick to it, bind to it and neutralise it. The antibodies will also bind to the antigens that are on the pathogens, and when they bind to the pathogens they may actually kill the pathogen directly, or they certainly stop it moving, they may stop them reproducing, or what they can also do is that they can cause another type of white blood cell called a phagocyte to start surrounding it, engulfing it and digesting it. Now for Edexcel 91 GCSE you don't need to know about the phagocyte. Nonetheless, it's a vital part of the immune system. So the phagocyte will engulf it and then start to digest it. Now, crucially, some of the B lymphocytes become what we call memory lymphocytes. They remember the antigen. And what this means is that you have these lymphocytes potentially in your body for the rest of your life, and in quite a high number. So if you come across the same pathogen again, they will be found very quickly, these lymphocytes, and they'll rapidly divide and rapidly produce these antibodies that will stick to the bacteria toxin, and you may not even know that you've had a second reinfection. And if we were to monitor your antibody concentration in your blood over a period of time, it could be days, it could be weeks, it could be years, we'll find out when you get the first exposure to a pathogen with its antigens, the lymphocyte will be found and it will start to produce antibodies, so your antibodies level in your blood will rise. And as you get more lymphocytes dividing, antibody levels will increase. This is what we call your primary response. It's the first time you've seen this particular pathogen. Crucially, memory lymphocytes will be formed and they'll stay in your body for many, many, many years. Eventually the antibody levels will fall as you've got rid of the pathogen, but then if you have another exposure to the pathogen, what we see is a much more rapid response, and this is because of your memory lymphocytes that remain in your body. So you'll get a rapid increase of antibodies, much steeper than before and very, very quickly. And eventually over time your antibody levels will fall. This is what we call the secondary response, and you may not even know you're being infected the second time. It's such a potent, effective mechanism.